Oh my God, look at that brim. Oh, hey! What? What? Oh my gosh, it's a monster. That's a monster. Let's freaking go.
Drivers, start your engine!
Oh my gosh. How about that, buddy?
That was cool.
That was awesome. We did it.
Oh man, you don't get no better than that right there.
Awesome buck. Hang on, Nanny.
Cheese.
Let's go, baby.
Now I am.
That's my biggest buck ever. Look at the width on him. I can't believe what I'm looking at.
There it is, boys. That one shell. That's all it took. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's him. Perfect shot.
Look at that thing.
Give me some.
Give me 5.
We did it, guys. Let's go. Well, I'm tired. Well, to say that we've had a lot of deer activity lately would be a big understatement. The pre-rut is on here in our properties. We've had a lot of really nice bucks show up. I mean, probably more than a half dozen all over the different properties that could shoot or shooters. I have never seen many scrapes in my life. I've probably counted between 7 or 10 scrapes today all over the different areas. But here at our lease particular, I've probably seen half a dozen scrapes. I'm over here right now in the stand of what I call the valley, because you can see it goes uphill all through back that way, and there's a little creek that's down at the bottom there. And then, you know, the creek continues to go that way. The big food plot's right up here over the hill, so that's not far at all. And then you got a little, I guess you say it is a valley or a line or trail, whatever, that goes up to the roadbed. I've hunted this stand once. Actually, it was down at the bottom of the hill. And y'all may remember, if you go back and look at my old videos, in 2021, I had a real nice doe and a couple fawns come up at the top of this hill right here. And, but they took off right about over in there. But now we are middle ways off the hill. As you can see, it's still going up this way. And the creek's down there, and the top of the hill's back behind me. So this is one of the stands I'm really excited to hunt, maybe kill a big buck in this year, although I got one buck tag left here. But basically just want to let y'all know that it's about to get really good. I'm talking, y'all, I've never seen so many big bucks in my life, and we are trying something different new this year. A lot of professional hunters like Jay Gregory, my buddy Landon, and his wife Kristen, they have sworn by it. But the Black Widow deer lures, oh my gosh, y'all. I have tried so many different deer lures, like with the, when you do the pre-orbital gland stuff and stuff like that. Because, you know, I've done the Code Blue rack rub. I've seen a couple nice results, but y'all, oh my gosh. These guys are right. They will swear by it, and that's what all of them have said. We've tried the Black Widow branch butter gel, and oh my gosh, y'all, immediately they were licking on the limbs, making scrapes right underneath, and I've never seen anything like it before. And I now have added the Black Widow Scrape Master scrape beads on all the scrapes. It's a mix of dominant buck lure and doe estrus urine, but it's like little beads, so they're about that big right there. And when a deer scrapes and breaks it apart, the scent just goes everywhere. That is something we're trying new this year, and I'm already pleased with the results. Black Widow deer lures, y'all go check them out. They're a family-based deer lure company. I can't remember where they're from. Something tells me California, but I can't remember honestly. But unreal, unbelievable products, and I am more pumped than ever. I mean, ever since we've used Black Widow, I think we've drawn in more big bucks than we ever knew, because we really didn't have any big bucks coming in at all early season. And once we put that stuff out, it's like bam, they just showed up. I'm talking, we've seen probably a dozen different shooter bucks, if not around 10. That's my estimate, but we've got several nice shooters up here. Back in the summer, we had a real tall 8-pointer come on camera, a really big 10-pointer. That tall, I haven't seen the big 10 since then, but hopefully he's still alive and around. But the tall 8-pointer came in last week at night at the small food plot where most of the activity is. The albino is still hanging around. That'd be a lifetime deer right there. And then, oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know if this one would score more than anything I've killed rack-wise, but this deer is like a Canadian freaking monster body deer. It's like one of those Canadian bucks up there in Canada. This thing is easily 200 or more pounds, and it's the widest 8-pointer I think I've ever seen. One of them at least. I mean, this thing is freaking huge, and I would put my last tag on this deer. Like, so far this year, I've killed the biggest body deer ever, 180 pounds, but 200-pound deer, and a wide 8-pointer, probably 18, 19-inch inside spread. That is freaking big. And, you know, just other nice 8-pointers in here. There's a decent 7 or 6-pointer in here. So, anything that shows up to get my heart going in the rut, it's dead. I'm just going to tell you right now. But I am freaking jacked up, man. Not muzzleloader season, however. I have called it quit on the bow for the year. But Saturday, one of our properties, the county it's in, it'll be black powder opening day in 2 more days. And it's Thursday today. Tomorrow's Halloween. You say Halloween is, you know, one of the most magical days in the woods. But guys, I'm pumped. As you can see, I've got my vest on. I just got the lifelines on that tree right there, and the tree way down this way. It's in a creek bottom. Probably definitely easily more than 400, 500 yards away, I think. I may be wrong, but could be a little bit less than that, maybe 300 yards from the big food plot. But I put a lifeline on the tree as well, so I'll quit talking. But y'all, I'm getting pumped. Just letting y'all know, I think the best season 2025 is about to see its peak soon, y'all. Yes.
I've been in a rush today, y'all. I've been busy. But I got in the stand about 5-10 minutes ago. Just got settled in. First hunt of the year with the muzzleloader here in this particular county. Nice, beautiful fall evening. We've got a nice breeze. Basically, it's blowing to my right towards the bedding area, and I've got 4 scent bombs out of Black Widow deer lure. I got 2 scent bombs of the doe estrus triple X hot and ready. It has the most amazing doe estrus urine. It's one that is straight out of a doe. At the moment, she stands to breathe, which is incredible. And then I've got 2 scent bombs of buck urine. And not only that, I'm trying to cover my scent because I did not have enough time to get in the shower this evening before I got here. So, deer activity, as far as what the camera shows, has been decent. I've had a couple young bucks in here. Couple does. Haven't seen the big one yet, but you can't never tell. And plus, you never know what this Black Widow stuff might do. So, we fixing to find out. Maybe we should have a memorable hunt this evening. this in a couple years, y'all. It'll be really nice. That's a nice young deer. There it is, y'all. There's the black widow scent stick. What you didn't see was that young buck pinned me down big time. Calm as could be, he come right into the corn, saw me, and took off, but he got downwind of me in the urine. So I was like, oh no. So, long story short, I could tell he was looking, and he was sniffing, trying to smell, and I was like, he's probably gonna win. He didn't blow, he didn't run or anything, he just still on alert, just kind of walked off. I personally believe that black widow right there just saved me from getting busted big time. That buck being blown, started to blow at me. Saved him from doing that because he probably realized, oh, there's other deer in here. I'm okay now. That's the reason I put that urine right there on both sides of me, was to keep me protected. I personally believe that's what happened. The wind shifted and blew right straight out to him. But wow, that was pretty cool. And we ain't been here an hour. Got about an hour left. But just looking up, it's nothing but just beautiful orange leaves. It's the peak of the most beautiful colorful leaves you'll ever see in the fall. I just sit here saying, God, you are magnificent. This is what I've been looking forward to all fall. Basically just no, yeah, of course the rut and all that, but and maybe harvest a big buck, but just looking up at these beautiful leaves, it's just mind-blowing how God creates the world here. I mean, just look around you. I mean, there's no way it happened out of a big boom. Someone had to have created it. And I believe the Almighty God, my Savior, did that. The Almighty God created what we're in right now. I love every bit of it. Y'all, that same buck that I had come in about an hour and a half ago, I just grunted and he come blasting in here fast. I'm pretty sure it's the same buck, but he come in just trotting. I tried to toe blade and snort away to see what he would do, but he kind of took off that way, but that was pretty cool, pretty intense. That's been a Hail Mary, baby. The rut is on. That was close. Y'all, I'm out of here right now, getting ready to go in the stand. And I'm putting out scent bombs. And I heard something, and I had a bad feeling it was a skunk. Because the landowner says there's a bunch of them out here during the day. Here, and I smell them. I'm right downwind of them. Good grief. That was close. He was coming right here on this trail, y'all. And I immediately started backing up. There he is right there. There he goes. Holy cow, that was crazy. Sure don't want to be sprayed today. Alright. Let maybe the Pew go chase his own girl while I try to get this out here and try to get a big buck in thinking he's after a girl. That's cool though. But yeah, I was starting about to run. I don't want to get sprayed. Alright, back in the tree. Same spot as Monday, where I had that nice, decent 7-pointer come in within 30 minutes of me being in the stand. Came in, went away, circled around an hour later, and came back to a grunt call. Very, very cool. Maybe I can get get it on film this time if I grab one in. But it is warm today on Friday. It's November 7th. Happy birthday, Weston and Mason, my two cousins. It's their 19th birthdays today. So happy birthday to them. Maybe we can do something for them today. Get a big old buck on the ground. Come on. But very windy. Worst case scenario, blowing straight out, but it's straight out through all the woods. So if any luck, if Big Bug is in there and smells the black widow deer lures, he'll probably come right on in. I'm hoping that's the case. Maybe with some luck, maybe we get one of these big huge deer that have been on camera this summer. There's that big, huge, pretty much an 11 pointer. And then there's that big, wide 8 pointer. Any one of those. I'm after the big one I want the most, don't get me wrong, but if that 8 pointer comes in, he's in trouble. Just put corn out yesterday and squirted 5 squirts of the Happy Herd caramel apple coat on. And don't let it do its job. I've got 2 doe estrus scent bombs out, the triple X, hot and ready. And I've got a dominant buck lure out as well. So maybe we can have some luck this evening. If not, plenty more days to hunt here in the next couple weeks. Really looking forward to it. Saturday. These last couple of days have been unusually warm in November. With that being said, next week, Monday, Tuesday, the temperature's gonna drop dramatically. It's gonna get as low as 27 degrees. No wind at all hardly today, the most 30 mile an hour winds. I do have a scent bomb out, but I have to be super quiet because it is so quiet. No shooters in here yet. I'm at my grandpa's old house. Dad is at the place where I harvested that cold bug earlier this year. This is the first time somebody's hunted over there since then. There have been 3 decent nice bucks in here. I mean, they look pretty good. Like they would have scored at least 110, but I'm waiting for something that's gonna tickle my fancy. But the Lord will let me decide on that. But since it's so quiet, it'd be perfect to grunt and rattle a little bit, so we're gonna give it a shot. So, we'll see what happens. maybe one of us will smoke a good one. Here comes that little April. Yeah, he's nice, but he's not big enough. He'll be a good one in 2 years, y'all. Oh, look at him pulling the ground. Wow.
Blech.
He's lip curling.
Blech. Blech. Blech.
Trying to fool him. Well, I think it's safe to say that might have been the biggest deer I've seen all year. Except the one I killed. That one, I don't know what he is rank-wise. I really don't care, but that 8-pointer, he will be nice next year or in 2 years. I mean, that's probably a 2 or 3.5-year-old deer. That's one I've been getting. That's a squirrel. That's one I've been getting on camera too. He come from the left, y'all just seen. I bet you he smelled the urine because the wind was going this way, just straight out a couple miles an hour. So he might have been in there somewhere, and he come. I believe he walked across the gas line, come through that gap on the left, walked right through the corn. You saw him paw the ground, come right underneath me, and went right to where I freaking walked in, and he lip curled. I got that with my phone. Holy cow. And then with his nose to the ground, he just went down to where the other side of the gas line goes, where it goes, and it just curves and turns. He And basically the creek is down that way on the other side of the gas line, so wow, that was so cool. Hey, and I'll go ahead and tell you all this, if we don't have any more activity today, I can look at that as the activity for today. It doesn't matter how warm it is, these bucks are looking for does. But with it being so warm, the action has not really been like we expected to, but next week, it's always that time of the year where the peak happens, that or the week after, the week before Thanksgiving. Because I've killed 2 of my biggest deer I've ever killed. One I killed November 13th, and the biggest buck I ever killed right here 2 years ago was the 17th of November. And my dad killed that big 8-pointer the day before I killed my big 8-pointer. The one that broke off his main beam, but y'all are going to really love the action we might have at the beginning of the week. I plan on going to where I killed that buck at, where my dad's at now. I plan on going there Monday evening and maybe Tuesday evening, depending on what happens, but it's supposed to be windy, but the temperatures are going to drop big time, so it'll really, really pick up, and I think the deer will be moving crazy. I mean crazy. Tuesday morning, I'll be back at the place where I had that 7-pointer come in the other day, where the acorn trees and all that stuff is. I'll be hunting there with a temperature drop of 27 degrees. I think we'll see some deer activity. And maybe one of those big bucks, or a big buck that I've never seen. It really don't matter. Anything that'll tickle my fancy. But God, that was so cool right there. That was so cool. Time to get the rattle bag out. I think you typically don't see it on camera if you're lucky though, but I have had a lot of young bucks fighting, so basically it's the little tickling stuff, but give it a shot. They lock those antlers.
Alright, y'all. How you like my new improved setup here? Changed a couple of stuff. This little mule deer, which was actually up there with all the other stuff, and went ahead and sharpied, I guess you'd say, where this jaw of this buck come from. This jaw came from that deer right there, with Mr. Greg on the antler there watching over us. Engraved it, or not engraved it, but wrote the day and when it was and what gun, stuff like that. Anyways, sorry. just thought y'all might like this. I got the 2 shade antlers over here now. But, we have seen some pre-rut activity. And the peak, or I can say the big time of the rut, isn't here at this moment. Like, we're definitely seeing the bucks cruising and looking. As of now, my trail camera's going off. It's a bunch of daggone raccoons at the corn. As I mentioned to y'all on the on today's hunt, which is obviously where that 8-pointer come in. That was pretty cool, by the way. He smelt my doe estrus I had hanging. He come circled downwind of that, came, pawed a little bit of the corn. You saw that, or made a scrape or whatever. And he was looking. I mean, he was looking. That one, and then you seen the 7-pointer the other day. So there are signs that the pre-rut is definitely happening, and we're about like days within the peak of the rut. So basically, according to the weather forecast here in the area, it is going to be it's going to, let's see, tomorrow is going to be 71 high, which is really warm in November. But Tuesday morning, or 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to drop down to like freaking 27. I am going hunting that morning, and according to a post on Facebook of the moon predictions, full moon will tend to make deer walk sometimes in the middle of the day, especially at night. And with the warm and everything happening, I think they just kind of backed off a little bit. And plus, it's been windy. But regardless of the wind continuing the next few days, it is going to be cold. And I think the deer will be moving, especially Monday and Tuesday. And according to the moon prediction, more deer are going to be moving on Tuesday. And Lord willing, I'll be going hunting that morning and that evening. But if I get something before or in that morning, I won't go that evening or whatever. But my plan is to go hunting at the place where I killed that nice buck at early this September. And where my dad was at over there. By the way, he just seen a button head. That was it. And 4 more deer came in after that. But he left without being spooked without spooking deer, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to probably go over there most likely Monday night. The wind will be blowing right through the thicket, so it'll be perfect for scents and stuff like that. And, we've seen at least 3 or 4 shooters in there, 3 shooters at the most. You never know, you could have a new buck show up there and you've not even seen before. So, and we got a lot of does over there, so we're going to put a setting bomb out there and hunt there Monday evening. Come back and hunt the Tuesday evening, but Tuesday morning, where I think the deer are going to be moving the most, I'm going to be going to where those real big bucks are at, where we saw that 7-pointer the other day, as I had mentioned in the video. But don't worry, you guys, from here now until the end of the season, I think we'll be shooting some guns and things will be dying. So, it's going to be good. Right, Bucky? It's going to be good regardless, y'all. The rut is about to get started. Let's go.